Hey, it's Ash from Revolution Me, and this video is about the latest vegan drama, which is the drama between Blogilates and Frilly the Banana Girl, Vegan Gains, and a few other vegan YouTubers. So it's almost like Blogilates versus the vegan YouTube community. And I'm not going to get too much into what's going on there. There's lots of videos that have been done on this. Basically, Blogilates is saying that these vegan YouTubers have infringed on her copyright because they've used her videos for commentary and criticism, and the vegan YouTubers are saying that it comes under fair use and is therefore not a copyright infringement. I'm not here to talk about copyright or fair use or freedom of speech. I'm here to talk about the bigger picture. A good question for us to ask ourselves is, what is the end game here? What is Cassie Ho's end game? Why does she want these videos of her, these comments and commentary videos of her to be shut down? I think she's even trying to shut down some of these vegan channels. And what is the purpose of it? I'm mostly going to talk about Frilly the Banana Girl here because I think Blogilates and Frilly both appeal to similar demographic, which is around the 15 to 25 female demographic. Now, both of these ladies, Frilly in particular, talk about healing from eating disorders and getting over the mindset of restrictive eating, getting over the focus on weight as a sole indicator of health. And I just want to pull up some statistics. These are Australian statistics about the demographic that the two ladies appeal to. This is the 15 to 24 age group. So this is from Headspace. According to Headspace, and I'll put the web links below to where I got these numbers. So according to Headspace, young people with eating disorders are over 10 times more likely to die prematurely than their peers without an eating disorder. This increased risk includes increased risk of suicide and serious physical health issues arising from the effects of binging, purging, and starvation on the body's organs and metabolism. Now, when I read this, I immediately think of Frilly's videos because she talks so much about getting young women out of that cycle of starving, restricting, and then binging and purging, or obsessively exercising to compensate for food intake. And I know Blogilates also talks about this to some degree, but by and large, her channel, her videos promote calorie restriction and eating foods that are going to stimulate your metabolism and that are going to keep you full or deceive your body into feeling full so that you don't have to eat more food. It's in direct contrast with what Frilly promotes. And I think what Frilly promotes is more in line with breaking the cycle of starving, binging, and purging. So again, from Headspace, it is common for eating disorders to co-occur with other mental health and substance use disorders. It's been estimated that 56 to 95% of individuals with an eating disorder meet diagnostic criteria for at least one other mental disorder. So what that means is that if you've got an eating disorder, you're extremely likely to have another mental disorder. And according to Headspace, these often include anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. So substance abuse could be alcohol or it could be other drugs. So then I decided to have a look at some of the statistics on depression and anxiety, which are a significant disease burden. And in fact, according to the World Health Organization, depression is one of the leading disease burdens in the Western world, actually worldwide, I think. So I went to the Youth Beyond Blue website to have a look at some of the figures. These are Australian figures on the rates of depression and anxiety. So according to Beyond Blue, Youth Beyond Blue, 1 in 16 young Australians is currently experiencing depression and 1 in 6 is currently experiencing anxiety. So this is young Australians in the age 16 to 24 age bracket, very similar to Frilly and Blogilates demographics. Now, the numbers might not seem that high, 1 in 16 and 1 in 6, but if you look at the absolute figures, what that equates to 18,000 young Australians with depression and 44,000 young Australians with anxiety. That's a lot of people. This is important because, as I mentioned before, eating disorders often go hand in hand with anxiety and depression, and calorie restriction promotes behaviours consistent with those of eating disorders. And I'll put a link in the description to a video about whether calorie restriction does cause eating disorders, because if you look at the Minnesota starvation study, the Ansel Keys study, a lot of people have spoken about this in the vegan community, you will see that the people who were in starvation They did experience a lot of behaviours that we would typically associate with anorexia. Some more statistics. 1 in 4 young Australians currently have a mental health condition. That's a quarter of Australians aged 16 to 24 currently have a mental health condition, and that includes substance abuse. So that's equivalent to 75,000 young people. These are 75,000 lives. People who are experiencing a reduced quality of life, who are experiencing mental distress. It's not something to be taken lightly. And finally, the statistic that I want to bring to light is that suicide is the biggest killer of young Australians, and it accounts for the deaths of more young people than car accidents. And I saw on the Beyond Blue website that 7 people commit suicide every day. 7 people, that's 7 people too many. So what does this have to do with Freely and Blogilates? So both women claim that they want to help young people. They want to help women be the best they can be, to feel confident, to look good, to feel good. But we look at the way that they go about this and the kinds of diets and lifestyle that they promote, and they're both very different. Freely promotes calorie abundance. Cassie Ho promotes calorie restriction. Cassie promotes high animal products, high protein, high fat, low carbohydrate, which is unethical and unhealthy and unsustainable. Whereas Freely promotes a high carbohydrate, low fat vegan diet, which has been shown to reduce disease risk and all-cause mortality. So for anyone who's following the drama, this is more than just whether you're on Team Blogilates or Team Freely. This is more than just a person, it's more than ego, it's more than a YouTube channel. We're potentially talking about the health, the mental well-being of young people, that it is not a small issue. Mental health is a major problem in the Western world. Youth mental health is an increasing problem. Depression, anxiety, eating disorders, they severely impact on our quality of life. So if we're getting involved in the drama, let's look beyond ego, let's look beyond likability, let's look beyond copyright infringement even and free speech, and let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the message. What's the message that's being promoted here? That's all I wanted to say in this video. I trust you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.